The thicker the pie, thicker the ply, thicker the bag. Meet them a bite, at least in no beamer. I'm Brian O'Connor, I'm driving it fast. They were just hating cause they in the way, and the way I've been made it. The is mad. Man in them baggins, I'm all in my bag. Well, I ain't holding around. Just a little Merlin, out the cutie. Now I don't give a. Tell me why I would on the rose bar couch in my bag. Bands in my denim. In my denim, she was trying to for a doubt. She don't give a. She was in her bag. Fendi and Soleil asked for.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And it's a welcome back to health for last year's #1 pick. This is Dalvin Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Handoff comes to Cook, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
So forget the 3 and out. The penalty makes this 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Murray. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. These two teams, of course, met in the much-dissected NFC divisional round game a season ago, and they also met in the Monday night opener last year. And Adrian Peterson's return to Minnesota, gosh, that seems like a lifetime ago. It was actually Peterson's replacement, though, Dalvin Cook, who went for 127 yards in a 29-19 Viking victory. Cousins, left side caught by Diggs. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The Vikings first down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, Murray. And past the 30 down to about the 27. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
A handoff. It's Murray. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, Steamer. Gun. Yellow.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is when we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Check. 21. Under.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. And Thomas has it. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Sammy.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty, because the corner route, It's extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is, because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
Breeze now on first down. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And mark him down all the way inside the Minnesota 10. That goes for a gain of 31. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Breeze now to throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Ted Ginn, his second touchdown on the season. And the Saints have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. On first down, Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Breeze to throw. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it. You do.
And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. So Breeze is going to stay out there, and they're going to go for this on 4th down.
21, 21, 21. 14.
They'll go for it. It's Breeze. And he finds Jimmy Graham. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on first down. Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And now out comes Minnesota. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Go ahead, go ahead. Two.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Breeze now on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Let's go.
Now a give, left side. This is Murray. And now running right through it. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And Robinson with a big catch. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. But they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. They'll run here. It's Murray. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Cousins escaping the pressure right. He's got it complete to Diggs right side. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. A run, it's Murray. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Listen to me.
On the carry, it's Cook. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Yellow. Hey, tight.
2nd down, Cousins. Dancing to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Okay, baby, I see you.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this.
Wide.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Getting the ball is Cook running left. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He's going to get it running right. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. And the Saints signal for another timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? 3rd and goal. They come out here in the I. Now they'll run. Murray. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Dan Bailey now for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Bailey able to knock it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
21.
Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
21.
The final shot before half for Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. So we've reached, well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken short. Gets past one man. Oh, now he bowls him over. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his second season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down deep.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They'll run it left side with Murray. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Move! Yellow, Ready, in there. Yellow. Rhino!
From the gun, here's Cousins. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be third down.
Here we go. Four down. Check. Four down. Check. The hot. Kill. Spurs. Kill. Turn up. Watch safety green. Black.
Here's Cousins. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because it nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Here's Matt Weil now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Shotgun now for Breeze. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And able to find Graham, complete. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Sherrills to return it. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 2nd and 12 after the 1st down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Throwing is Cousins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Aldrick Robinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Bailey now to kick this one away. This will be taken very short. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Breeze now. 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. To throw is Breeze. It's caught outright by Graham. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. fifth catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve, throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football, and this belongs to the Vikings. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
4 down. Listen to me. Rhino.
Cook following the penalty. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Wide. Gun.
Throwing, Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Hey, boys, got 4 down. Check 15. Where's the hot? Tight. Move. Where's the hot?
Here's Murray. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. In on the tackle, Alex Okafor.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Last 50. Where's the hot?
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. It's the linebacker, Manti Te'o, on the stop.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They run it again with Cook. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Short kick. One of the up mid will take it now. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 37.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Breeze. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
From midfield, here's Breeze. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
21.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Graham. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
On 1st down, Breeze. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Now a give. This is Murray. Nice move on the play, but he will be brought down shy of the 15. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Here we go. Mike 51. Gun. 300. Two.
To throw is Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. They run with Murray. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Zebra. Hey, 14, he's going deep. Get him. Hey, we're good. Spurs.
Cousins now on 2nd down. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7.
Black, you too. Where's your hard? Hey, flipper.
To throw, Cousins. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. He just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Yeah, the Saints signal for another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more, plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Here's Matt Weil now, standing just about on his own goal line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Breeze now on first down. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. Room to run inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Breeze now on first down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
Now Breeze throwing on second down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Anderson-Dejo. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. They run again with Murray. He's seen a ton of action tonight. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy! Wait, hot!
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Demario Davis there on the stop. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5.
Gun!
And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Here's Matt Weil now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. .36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. To throw, it's Breeze. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for Minnesota, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And they'll have another home date next week as the Detroit Lions come to town. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they fall for the first time this season after 6 wins to start the campaign. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams. So for